Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Lions Talk, brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And on the menu today is the big win, Detroit Lions versus Atlanta Falcons. We get the dub. The doctor is in an interview with Jimmy Liao. I love that name. Newest member of the Detroit Lions on the Prowl team, and he will be covering the injury report from us and the pain train from now on. Who's eating, who's starving, and much, much more. But first, I'm going to throw it to my partner in crime, the man of steel, Kurt Steele.
What up, though? Hey, welcome to the show. Guess what day it is? It's Victory Monday again. What? 2 in a row? Hey, man. Hey, that's great. But as we always want you to do, watch our videos all the way to the end. It helps our YouTube algorithm to get more of our content to Lions fans just like yourself. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Well, it's time to start the show right now. Welcome back to the show. It is time for the question of the day. How many times do you think we were going to lose or win the game yesterday during the telecast? So how many times did you think we were going to lose or win the game during the telecast yesterday? Now for our responses from Friday, here's Jim.
Yeah, we got some responses from the show on Sunday or Saturday, Friday, whenever we did it, I don't care. All right, Luke G's field review. The key is pressure, pressure, and more pressure. What up, Luke G? Yes, he was right about that.
Yeah. All right, Bruce Betterfly says, my key to this game is Matthew Stafford throwing more touchdown passes than Matt Ryan while not giving up sacks or interceptions. Well,
that was a good key.
We didn't give up the interceptions, a couple of sacks on both teams. So we had the same number of sacks and almost the exact same number of yards given up on sacks. We had 2 more yards, 2 for 18 for Matthew Stafford and 2 for 16 for Matt Ryan.
Mortal Film says, really hoping Quinn Trisha gives at least a phone call about the asking price of Quinnen Williams. And Quinnen Williams is a New York Jet defensive end, defensive tackle. And I'm in agreement on this. He's a young kid who really hasn't got his feet wet in the NFL, I don't think. The Jets are a terrible team. They're just an awful team. Put him in a better team, you never know. Kid might he might ball out. I don't think Danny Shelton's doing a terrible job, though.
Oh, man, he got a good game yesterday. Yeah.
Deshaun Hand actually showed up a a little bit yesterday as well.
Yeah, I did. It was a hand sighting. Yeah, I saw that.
There was a hand sighting.
And the last comment we have is from Joshua Singer. In the event of a complete rebuild, Kenny G is the only other than the rookies who should stay. Wow, that's a hard take.
Yeah, because he can play the saxophone. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, they gotta pay him first. I mean, but I'm not completely sold on that statement. I mean, I hear you, but I'm not completely sold on that statement. We have some good pieces on the offensive line. You just, with Ragnow and Decker and some of those guys and Hawkinson, we got some good pieces. You can't throw away everyone. I get what you're saying. A complete rebuild. Kenny G's on. Nah, I can't get with that one. But hey, I appreciate your comment. Hey, now it is time for Jimmy Liao's interview with Jim Bordeau.
Hello, everybody, and who do we have at the table today but Jimmy Liao, and he is from Detroit Lions Morning Rounds, but also he is a doctor, and he is going to be a part of Lions on the Prowl going forward as our medical person. And Jimmy, just give us that quick little disclaimer that you were telling me earlier so that people know.
Yes, I am a medical doctor, graduated from University of Michigan Medical School, board certified in family practice. Go Blue, absolutely. But I'm not an orthopedic doctor. I'm not a neurosurgeon who deals with spinal injuries. I'm a family practice doctor, but I follow sports very closely. I was an athlete growing up, so I do have a history of playing around sports. I made state in high jump in high school, so I used to be able to dunk a basketball. So
wow,
I played some higher level sports back in my day. But I like to follow the Lions injury reports. I like to watch the game closely for any injuries and just see what I can figure out.
Okay. I have a question. A lot of people think Matthew Stafford's off, and they think it has to do with the injuries to the back or whatever's going on with him. Can you explain what the back injury was and how that affects him?
Well, as you know, as all Lions fans know, the Lions don't tell us much of anything.
No, they don't.
The guess is that it was a transverse process fracture the past 2 years. It was likely the same injury the past 2 years. Now, the first year, which was 2 years ago, he played through it. He had a bad year, probably the worst year of his career. And we were all worried, is this a slide for Matthew Stafford? Is he never going to be the same? Last year, played great the first half of the year, but then he hurt his back again. Again, likely a transverse process fracture, which is a fracture of the spine, but not necessarily a serious injury. It doesn't cause you to be at risk for a spinal cord injury or paralysis or anything severe and worrisome like that. However, it can be a pain issue, which can affect your play. So last year, the Lions sat Stafford out for a couple games. I'm guessing they were trying to get him back later in the year if they would have stayed in the playoff hunt. But since they didn't, I think they just kept him out the rest of the year. He probably could have played last year if they were in the playoff chase. But this is the same injury that knocked out Tony Romo. Knocked him out for a few games and allowed Dak Prescott to steal his job. So it's an injury that can affect your career, but
is this an injury that going forward you can re-injure it? You said it might have been a re-injury. Do you think this is something that could help him go on his decline as he gets older, or what kind of an injury is this?
As far as my knowledge, I don't know, but I don't have expert knowledge regarding this.
Okay, that's a fair answer. And what do you see like on Sundays? You said you were watching for injuries. A particular injury that occurred, I seen it too on Sunday's game, was to Danny Amendola. What did you think that was, and what do you think about his prospects going forward?
Yeah, I initially thought it was an ankle based on watching the replay multiple times. The injury report was released and said it was a foot. So probably a foot injury, twisted his foot. The main concern is a severe one like a Liz Frank, which hurt Amir Abdullah's career, basically knocked him out. I don't know if you remember Kevin Jones, our first-round running back about 20 years ago.
Never the same.
Liz Frank ruined his career. So that was the main concern. But the fact that he was able to get to limited practice on Wednesday was a fantastic sign that this was not any kind of bad Liz Frank injury or anything severe. And he was at full practice later in the week. So great news for Amendola.
I'll give you one more name, and then we'll get you out on this one, is Julian Okwara. Now, they put him on the IR. Do you have any idea about that injury?
Yeah, I replayed that multiple times. They never showed a great video of it. I did see the all 22 video of it. There's not much to see. It doesn't look like anything severe. Definitely not a ACL or Achilles, given that they're already talking about reevaluating him in 2 weeks. Possibly a calf strain, possibly a knee sprain of some kind, but nothing really obvious on the video.
So you think this is going to be a short-term IR thing, or is he out for the year?
I can't predict.
Okay.
Hard to say. Bad signs are that he had to get helped off the field by two people. That's never a good sign.
I thought that too, yeah.
That's what we saw with Justin Coleman with his hamstring. Now, hamstring injuries can have varying levels of severity. The fact that Justin Coleman had to get helped off the field by two people suggested he was going to be out for possibly a couple of months, and that looks to be the case at this point. So with Julian Okwara, he was sitting on the ground. I was looking to see if the doctors were examining any part of his body. They didn't, based on what I saw on the replay. It looked like he was reaching toward his right knee area, though. So I'm just speculating a right leg injury of some kind. Probably nothing too serious.
Okay. I really appreciate you joining me today and going forward being our resident help on the injury front. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
What a great job by my man, Jim Bordeaux, interviewing Jimmy Liao. Now it is time for the game review. Jim, take it away.
Yeah, I wanted to go over something really quick because the Danny Amendola penalty, which they never even re-showed, by the way, or told us what the heck was going on. Thank you, the broadcast team there. But he got a 15-yard penalty for removing his helmet during a celebration. Now, there's a lot of Lions fans out there who saw an Atlanta player remove his helmet at the same time, wondering why didn't he get a penalty? Why wasn't it offsetting penalties? Here's the reason for that. The key word is during a celebration. Here's the rule book. Removing of his helmet by a player in the field of play or the end zone during a celebration or demonstration, or during a confrontation with a game official or any other player. And that's why he got the penalty, because it was during a celebration and not because of, in Atlanta, they just removed their helmet. It wasn't in a confrontation with another player. They certainly weren't celebrating anything. So
he wasn't celebrating nothing.
So that's what that rule was. Let's get into this game. I mean, what an amazing roller coaster of a game. You got two teams that love to blow leads, and Atlanta had the lead at the end, so you know what happened.
And I had a flashback to a couple of years ago when I saw Tar Gurley break toward the end zone, and he tried to stop, because he did that to us a couple of years ago in Ford Field when he played with the Rams. And we were trying to push him into the end zone. He just fell down right at the one, and it was over. And Will Harris tried to tackle him, and he just broke the tackle. And I think when he broke the tackle, his momentum carried him into the end zone, and he just couldn't stop.
So
he's a big guy.
Will Harris actually did something accidentally right.
So he tried to tackle him. He broke the tackle and carried himself into the end zone, which, like I said yesterday in the post game, the sun shines on the dog behind every now and then. That means every now and then the dog is going to win. He's not going to lose. And yesterday, that just happened to be that play of fate. He fell into the end zone. He gave it back to my man, number 9.
Number 9.
Got it done yesterday.
Cats.
His first time playing in Georgia as a pro. If you remember a few years ago, they played it was supposed to be a home game in Atlanta for the Falcons, and we played in London. So
yep, that's right.
This time we actually played it in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the state of Georgia, and Stafford went in and beat his good old buddy Matthew Ryan at home in Georgia.
That is hard to believe. In 12 years, he's never played in Georgia. That's just hard to believe, isn't it, though? Don't you think?
Yeah, with the rotation of the games, and the bulk of the games have been in Ford Field for the Lions versus the Falcons. It just happened to, when it rotated to a home game for the Falcons, it just happened to be in London. But this time, he got it done in his good old state of Georgia, where he played his college ball and where he lives in the offseason.
I liked a couple things in this game. I liked the review of the 12 men on the field, and
that
to actually go out. And
that was good.
It was. And guess who pointed that out? Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford was.
He goes like this, and he's pointing. You know, Matthew Stafford is one smart quarterback. People that want to get rid of him, the Stafford haters, they're not going to like that. But, he was the one that did that. But I like the fact that they went and they tried to draw him offside, but they were trying to give time for the people to count and see if that guy actually got off the field or not before they threw the challenge flag. Now, by rule, there's a couple rules in this game I want to go over, but there's by rule, this was an excellent play because the ball was never snapped.
Nope.
So that means they can review the play. So the play wasn't over with. The other play in the game that bothered me a little bit ended up helping us a little, but the catch by Kenny Galladay. How in the heck can they review it after the play was already over? That is ridiculous.
Yeah. And then they moved the ball back.
Yeah.
Because the original ball was on the 8, and they went back to the 11. I was like, what the heck? How did it get moved back?
Yeah, and I was so concerned about them doing a runoff for some sort of penalty or some kind of a thing.
I was definitely scared of that. I was
then
definitely scared of that.
Stafford's awareness that there was 3 seconds left and the clock started when they started winding the clock, not at the snap.
Yep.
That was very important. And
So
he
he can
gets
get
up
this
under center, spikes the
clock it.
ball. Perfect execution by Matthew Stafford. Once again, Matt Patricia, I'm going to give him a lot of credit in this game. I thought that challenge was outstanding.
That was a good challenge.
And
Because we had a bad challenge by the Falcons. That I don't know what Raheem Mathis was thinking about when he challenged the Kenny Golladay catch. That was obviously a catch. Now, he had a good challenge earlier, but that second challenge was like,
I couldn't figure that out either.
I don't know why he challenged that play.
I thought perhaps he was looking at the bobble at the end, that he thought that Golladay bobbled the ball at the end as he was going down, because he kind of bobble. He doesn't bobble it, but he does it on purpose and then flips it out. Which you should teach. Everybody should teach wide receivers never to just flip the ball out or flip it to the official or whatever. Just hold on to the ball.
That's a signature for him. He's done that since he's been in Detroit.
It shouldn't be. It's a terrible.
And remember that a couple years ago he caught it in a touchdown and just when he got up, he flipped the ball up in the air. I was like, but he's getting it done. That's one thing for sure. With Kenny Golladay, he's getting it done. That catch for him to go down and catch that catch on the final drive to go down and secure that ball, because Stafford threw it only where he could catch it, and that was an amazing catch.
That one where he fell directly on his back from getting it at the point of the ball.
He took a nasty shot from Neal on that play, and he sacrificed his body. I mean, and that's why it's going to cost you.
That's why it's going to cost you. Yeah.
Definitely.
The other thing I wanted to point out, I thought the officiating wasn't good in this game. There were some people that, the officials helped us for once. They helped it. I don't understand how you think they helped us.
I don't know.
They were letting the holding go all game long.
Yeah, it was a lot of holding on the Falcons that didn't call on the Falcons,
and that they did call on Detroit in crucial situations. Especially the one with Swift getting another nice carry, and all of a sudden they call holding.
Oh man, back.
When Atlantis was holding, I thought Atlanta was holding quite a bit in this game.
Yeah,
I felt the pass rush didn't get there because Atlanta was holding and they didn't call it. I felt that the Danny Amendola thing was kind of a petty thing. I really do. I think it was petty for that kind of a victory. I think that's petty.
Yeah,
and they did that just to make sure that extra point was out at the 48-yard line, or 48 yards for the extra point, which was ridiculous.
Well, and Prater, I think that miss earlier motivated him to make that one.
Yeah, he was not happy with himself.
Yeah, he was not happy.
I like him. He's a competitor. I hope we re-sign him this year because he's up for.
But and looking at the game as an overall, I think probably the one thing that irritated me about this game, and we're probably going to get into it more depth in the days to come, is the usage of Swift. Swift needs more carries. I mean, you went for giving him the ball last game, and this game you stuck with Peterson, but you didn't disguise. You didn't disguise, and it was just so easy to just pick out what you were going to do. You're going to run the dive with AP or AD, and it was just getting blown up. That play on the fourth down.
Yeah, it was terrible. Why did you send Jones in motion? The guy went with him, and then he just blew up the play. Yeah,
ridiculous. I mean, if that was the case, you could have played action, and Jones could have walked into the end zone.
Exactly.
Because they followed AP. They followed Peterson right to the hole.
If
you didn't pull that ball out, you could have threw it to Marvin Jones, and walks in.
Marvin Jones would have been wide open.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the Darrell Bevell play calling in this, and I think he has some answering to do for this game. I didn't like his play calling in this game. I remember on a couple of plays where it's like we waste more downs than any team I know. It's just crazy how many downs we waste. And what I'm talking about is negative plays that just go for a yard, plays that are running plays right up the middle all the time. Another play that I don't like is when they don't have any wide receivers out. They put this big bunch this big jumbo package in to run the ball. And there's no deception. Everyone knows what you're doing, so they can match exactly what you're doing. That makes no sense. Keep the wide receivers out to keep that, spread out a little bit more. At least there's a threat of Matthew Stafford throwing the ball.
Yeah.
But when AP's in there, generally it's going to be a run, and he's starting to telegraph a lot of things that he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the play calling. I really don't. What do you think about that, Kurt?
Yeah, I agree with you. Telegraphing the play calling is definitely a thing where he needs to fix. And I would have to say that you have to mix it up. Play action down there, on the goal line. Just you got Stafford. Stafford can sling it, and he can make good decisions with the ball.
He's done it over and over again.
Yeah, you could have done a naked boot where he could have got that 1 yard. So I mean, you just kind of telegraphed that play, and Fowler just blew that play up. It was ridiculous. So
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a Lions fan, we've won 2 games in a row. How you feeling about this team right now? Does this victory change your mind about Patricia? Does it change your mind about the season? Where are you at right now?
Nah, I'm still where I'm at. I'm not convinced that Patricia needs to stay. I think he still think he needs to go. Looking at 500, where you look at the teams that we beat, besides the Arizona team who had an amazing victory last night. We beat teams we were supposed to beat, and it took. Yesterday, it took a miraculous play to mean a miraculous drive and circumstances to go our way for us to win that game. So, but I will never ever throw away a Lions victory. I will always take it. I always want my Lions to win. So I'll take it. It doesn't change my view of the team, but I always like for the Lions to win. And congratulations to the Lions and Matthew Stafford. That's the Stafford that I'm used to. That's the Stafford I'm used to.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So that's the guy. You know what? And I thought it would be a shootout. It just happened to be the fourth quarter where it was.
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
those
weird.
things.
How it was like a defensive game. I thought the defense played really well in the first
they did.
half. I thought the run defense was amazing in the first half. I think they got tired. I think that's just what happened because our offense wasn't doing what it should have been doing during the game. I think that falls on Darrell Bevel. My summary of how I feel, it was like up and down and up and down. But at the end of the day, we get the victory. I'm so happy for the win. It doesn't change my opinion about the coaching staff. They still need to win out. They still need to be in the playoffs. I think they need to secure a playoff victory. I do to stay. But we'll see how it goes. And now we're going to get into our segment. I love this segment. I really do. It's called Who's Eating, Who's Starving. Kurt's going to go over the offense for you in this game, and then he's going to tell you who's eating and who's starving on offense, and then I'll take the defense.
All right, going over the offensive stats for the game. Of course, you dope, my man. Number 9, getting it done. He had an excellent game for Matthew Stafford. Most yards this year, 25 of 36. 340 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, a 108 quarterback rating. Good job, Matthew. And then we're looking at the receivers. It's got to be KG. 6 catches, 114 yards, 19 yards per catch. Marvin Jones had a quietly good game. Quiet. 5 catches, 80 yards. Good job from my man. TJ Hawkinson on tight ends day, 5 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. Rushing the ball, it was tough sledding for the rushing. 11 for 29 for Adrian Peterson. Swift, 9 for 27 with a couple flashes there with a touchdown for, the young fella going back to Georgia where he played his college ball and getting the touchdown. Who's eating on the offense? Has to be my man, Matthew Stafford. 8 of some yards, 340 yards in the air. Got to be spread the ball all around to different receivers. So Matthew Stafford's eating. Who's starving? Kerryon Johnson. No touches in the game. He touched the water bottle, but he didn't touch the ball.
He's getting better at the water boy.
He's getting better there. Cast some decent blocks in the game, good blitz pickups, and that's what he's being known for now, where they're only using him in those situations. But
and the other
he's
guy I
definitely
see
starving.
there, Jesse James.
Yeah, Jesse James.
Tight ends day.
Yeah, tight ends day. Isaac Nada got a catch and not him. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, it's not a problem, right? We won.
Right, it's not a problem.
Not
Let's
a
go over
problem.
some defensive stats and total tackles are led by Jaron Curse, who I think has really been showing up lately and laying some hits. He's laying some wood on some people, let me tell you. Dale Roberts has 6.
That's a big guy. Jaron Curse is a big dude. I thought Walker was big, but he's bigger than Walker.
You know, we wanted to get Isaiah Simmons, and Jaron Curse reminds me a little bit of him. I don't think he has his speed, but that size playing safety.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Big dude. He plays that tweener, like safety linebacker position that Isaiah Simmons would have played for us had we drafted him. Mm-hmm. Jamie Collins gets 6 total tackles, only 2 on his own. I don't think he showed up much today. But the guys that I really like today, Romeo Okwara is one of them, and he has 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits. Very nice game. 3 tackles, but he was on the quarterback. That's what I want these guys to do. So who's eating? Romeo Okwara is one of those for me. Jared Davis, 2 quarterback hits. He shows up today a little bit. And then we have Trey Flowers, who I got a quarterback hit and a sack. I think he got a sack, didn't he?
Fumble recovery.
Fumble recovery. Yay, that's what it was. So he's eating as well. To me, who's starving on this team? I'm going to go with Christian Jones. He only has 3 tackles. He didn't really influence the game as much. For me, Jerron Harmon too. I don't like his coverage skills, especially that one in the end zone. That was not good coverage.
He totally blew that coverage on that.
So
on that touchdown.
Those 2.
Yeah, how did he leave the middle of the field and just run behind? I was like, where's the safety right there? That's your spot, guy.
Right. That's your assignment, and you blew it.
Yeah.
So that's why you get my who's starving for today. And now another one of my favorite segments. We have a lot of good segments in this show. We really do. Now we're gonna go to our dessert with Kurt.
Hey, it is time for the dessert. It's a tasty morsel today. TJ Hawkinson was the only tight end on National Tight Ends Day, which is the last Sunday in October in the league. So he had the only game-winning touchdown by a tight end on National Tight Ends Day. So big shout out to my man TJ Hawkinson for being the only tight end with a game-winning touchdown on Tight Ends Day.
That's right. Okay, as always, guys, thank you for rocking with us. We've had so many positive responses. We try to get to a lot of your questions and your responses on the next video. So please leave your comments below. Please give a like and a subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. And hit that bell icon so that you know when we got new, fresh content for you coming from us at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And Kurt, take us home, bud.
Hey. As always, do us a favor. Watch the videos all the way to the end so you know when you're improving that YouTube algorithm for us so more Lions fans like yourself can get content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. It's Victory Monday. Celebrate. And as always, whatever you do in life, do us a favor. Boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.